64 of the greatest names in poker gathered together to crown a champion. As legends have fallen victim to defeat, a new generation seeks a crowning achievement. For the 32 contenders who remain, it's time to make a move or face elimination.
You're trying to pick up the littlest twitch.
Over here, patients don't pay.
I'm watching the chips and the pot, and the math in my head is going 100 miles an hour.
What it takes to be a champion is not in math.
There's like nothing more exciting than making a big call for all your chips.
Every guy in that room, I've taken them out of a tournament.
I'm the hottest one right now.
This Heads Up Poker Championship, anything can happen.
The second round of the National Heads Up Poker Championship begins now.
You think you're taking my money, you better watch your step. Now when I come to play, you can be sure that I don't mess around. Now if you still think that you got the luck, come on, bring it on, heads up. If you think you can beat me one-on-one, come on, bring it on, heads up.
Welcome to the National Heads Up Poker Championship. Matt Vasgersian alongside Gabe Kaplan. Second round action is underway in the Spades and Clubs bracket. And at our featured table, last year's runner-up at the Heads Up Championship, Chris Ferguson, who takes on the master of the cash game, Chip Reese.
Kind of ironic, in Chip's first round, he played last year's winner, Phil Hellmuth, beat him. And in this round, he's playing last year's runner-up, Chris Ferguson.
And a raise by Chip Reese with a pair of kings on the button. Players started with 20,000 in chips in round one, so those that have advanced into round two begin with 40,000 in chips.
And because he has 40,000 in chips, Chris Ferguson decided to call that raise with a 10-9 offsuit, but he hasn't flopped anything.
Flop is queen 5-7. Ferguson checks.
And Chip bets here. His kings are still way the best hand. No chance of getting called.
So Chip Reese takes down the pot, and he's drawn first blood. Second round action underway at the featured table, and it's two of poker's most accomplished players. Chris Ferguson has made his name as a tournament expert. Chip Reese is regarded as perhaps the best cash game player in the world. Gabe, what do we look for in this matchup?
A complete contrast in styles and interpretation of how to play poker. Everything Chris Ferguson does has a reason and a method behind it. He wears black clothes and dark glasses. He takes the same amount of time with every decision. This is all designed to make sure nobody can read him, nobody can interpret his moves. Chip Reese has become the most successful cash game player in the history of poker without any design moves or affectations. He's so good, he just doesn't need them.
Instinct versus method. Which will survive? Let's look at the other second round matches. Action: Dan Harrington versus David Chesnoff, James McManus, Mike Sexton, Eli Elezra, Josh Arieh, Chris Ferguson, Chip Reese. In the Spades, Erick Lindgren versus Huck Seed, Scott Fischman faces Dee Luong, Mike Caro, Amir Vahedi, and mentor versus pupil Barry Greenstein and Tuan Lee. 8 tables in play at once here in round two as we get back to our featured table where Chris Ferguson faces off against Chip Reese, one of the world's premier players who's been honing his craft his whole life.
I started playing poker in kindergarten. A bunch of the 6th and 7th graders were playing poker on the front porch for baseball cards. And I got in the game and they taught me how to play, and within a few months I wound up with all the baseball cards. I had just come to Las Vegas and I looked over and a bunch of Texans were playing high-low split, which was a game I played a lot in college. And by the time Sunday rolled around, I played for 3 days and I had 360,000. That's kind of what got me started in Vegas.
You're gonna beat me. It's 400.
I wonder if that's why the Texans started playing Hold'em, because Chip was beating him in high-low split. 360,000, that's a nice spring break for a college student.
Oh yeah, especially in the 70s. Chip Reese looking down at suited 8 Trey here, and he raises to 2,400. Chris Ferguson with King Queen. Ferguson calls.
Chip will mix up his play. He's raising here with 8-3.
Flop is 5-deuce-4.
Chip flops an open end straight. Chris's king, queen have missed, and he checks. I suspect Chip's going to bet here. He checked.
The turn pairs deuces on the board.
Chris taking his usual time.
He checks. Reese checks. On the river, a 7 of hearts.
River is a 7 of hearts.
If Chris checks, Chip's got to know the only way that he can win this pot is by betting. And Chris does check, so Chip has to bet here.
That's 2,400.
Chris takes off his glasses. He's got something to consider here. Chip raised before the flop, and if Chip just has an ace, probably wouldn't bet here. Probably just show down his ace and hope to win the pot with ace high. Chip checked all the way, so Chris could be thinking, did that 7 help him? But it looks like Chip could be bluffing.
Chris mucks his hand. Chip Reese takes down another pot. Fans outside the poker room at the sports book watching it all live here at Caesars.
Looking for poker that's fun and free? PlayPokerGo brings you authentic poker action. No bots, gimmicks, just players like you from all over the world. Jump straight into a ring game or test your skills at a tournament against real competition. With PlayPokerGo, every hand feels like the real deal. Find PlayPokerGo on web, iOS, and Android. Join the fun. Sign up for free. PlayPokerGo.
Welcome back to Caesars Palace on the heart of the Las Vegas Strip and the National Heads Up Poker Championship. We take you now to one of round two's most compelling matchups. Tuan Lee taking on a guy from whom he's learned most of his tricks, Barry Greenstein.
This is the first hand of this match. Both players have exactly $40,000.
And Greenstein with suited Queen 8 will raise to 1,200. Lee calls on suited Queen 5. Flop comes out 6, Jack 8, a pair of 8s for Barry Greenstein.
Check one. Yes.
Tuan check. It looks like Barry's going to bet his 8s.
That's 1,800.
And Tuan folds, so the mentor beats the mentee in the first hand there.
Well, they're adversaries right now, but these two are more than just a pair of competitors vying for the first place prize. Barry Greenstein explains their unique relationship.
Tuan's like my poker son. From the time he's been in a card room and I knew him, I've been advising him. He doesn't always listen to my advice. A lot of it is on how to manage himself. He's actually a great player. He's probably my pick to win the whole thing. I won't feel bad if he beats me, I really won't. But if he beats me, I think he's gonna feel worse than if he loses, actually, because he feels I've helped him out a lot, so he feel like he did something to me. But, you know, he shouldn't look at it that way. It's just poker.
Well, the man they call the Robin Hood of poker showing his charitable spirit there, almost rooting for his protege to beat him.
And I'm not sure exactly how badly Tuan would feel if he beat Barry. Maybe feel a little bad.
Suited Jack 5 for Lee here, and he'll raise to 1,200. A suited 10-6 for Barry Greenstein, but he's going to muck that hand.
That really surprises me. It would have only cost Barry $800 to play in that hand. He had a 10-6 suited, and he chose not to play. I think most players would have played that hand at this stage, but Barry's playing it close to the vest here.
Another suited hand for him, and this time he'll play it on Jack 8. He raises to 1,200. Lee is also suited. Also diamonds, connectors.
And Tuan's going to raise here with his 6-7 of diamonds. Raises 2,000, makes it 3,200 to go. Barry immediately calls.
And a couple of diamonds on the flop. Oh, we're going to have some action here. 10-5-7.
Both players have flopped big hands. Barry has a flush draw and an inside straight draw. Tuan has a pair of 7s and a flush draw. Tuan's bet out.
He bets 4,000. And Greenstein has raised him all in.
Barry did not waste any time. With a straight and a flush draw, he's gone all in. This is the third hand of this match, and Tuan's called.
Let's take a look at their hole cards.
There's $78,400 in there right now. Whoever wins this pot is pretty much going to win this match.
The board is 10, 7, 5 with 2 diamonds.
Barry a slight favorite here.
Right, even though Tuan has the best hand right now, if 2 black deuces come up, Tuan's going to win the pot. Barry needs help.
A 9 of diamonds. Both players make a flush, but Greenstein with the jack-high flush eliminates Tuan Lee to advance in the tournament, and that happened real fast.
And Tuan's in shock. What just happened?
Boy, after the 2 players kind of feel each other out for 2 hands, the third hand proves fatal for Tuan Lee, and in lightning quick fashion, Barry Greenstein advances.
If this were a boxing match, it would have ended right after the opening bell.
So back to our feature table now, where Chip Reese has taken a couple of early hands from Chris Ferguson. And Ferguson with the suited Queen 10. He'll raise to 3,600.
Kind of an aggressive play for Chris.
And a pair of jacks for Chip Reese on the outback pocket cam.
It looks like Chip's going to make a pretty substantial raise here.
He re-raises to 14-6.
And Chris could be as deliberate as he wants. It's going to be tough to call this raise with Queen 10.
That is Chris Ferguson in there, folks.
It's either Chris Ferguson or a really great impression. He's got the moves, the outfit, everything.
Ferguson folds, and let's go down to our Catherine Tappan, who's standing by with a couple of guys who must have been double parked, judging by the speed with which they played.
Barry and Tuan, this is the shortest match in the short history of this tournament.
Well, we both kind of felt it would be because there was an emotional bond between us. Tuan's been like my poker son. Tuan was really had a lot of anxiety out of this match because I've helped him out, and he would have felt, seriously, he would have felt worse winning than he does losing. I can tell you. I mean, he can tell you that for sure.
It's more of a relief off my back, and I really don't mind losing to Barry. I mean, Barry's probably right. It was like probably the toughest match I ever had to play in my poker career. It was by far the toughest.
I really feel like now I'm playing as an entry for both of us. He's going to be mad if I don't take this and do something with it, and I would have been mad if he didn't also. So now the pressure's back on me.
Thank you both very much, Barry. Best of luck.
I'm confused. Nobody seems too happy about the situation.
Coming up, 2 of the premier players in the field, 1996 main event winner Huck Seed against No Limit ace E-Dog Erick Lindgren, when the National Heads Up Poker Championship returns from Caesars right after this. Welcome back to Caesars Palace and the National Heads Up Poker Championship. Taking you right back inside to action at one of our outer tables, Josh Arieh, the third-place finisher in the 2004 World Series of Poker main event, is taking on high-stakes poker specialist Eli Elezra, who arrives in the second round by virtue of his earlier win over Mike the Mouth Matisow.
Ellie was able to silence Mike the Mouth, which is not an easy feat, but Mike did not have too much to say in their match.
King deuce for Allesra, and he'll call. Suited connectors for Arieh, he checks.
A lot of players would have raised there with a 6-7 of hearts. Josh chooses not to.
5 king 4, a straight draw for Josh.
And a pair of kings for Ellie, and Ellie immediately bets.
That's 900.
Let's see how Josh plays his open-end straight draw. Just calls.
Calls the $900 bet. Turn is a 9 of diamonds.
And Josh says, why wasn't that an 8? He checks.
And Allesra bets 2,800.
Josh has got to decide if he's going to play his straight draw for 2,800. Takes the conservative route, doesn't play it, throws the hand away. Ellie bet enough to make Josh fold.
Now we move you to the matchup between 2 top players, Erick E-Dog Lindgren, an outstanding no-limit player, and the 1996 main event winner Huck Seed, a man for whom poker is more than just a hobby, it's a family legacy.
My dad was a shill back in the old days in a little poker room, so we just played games all day, and he would just beat me up, you know, endlessly. So he kind of toughened me up in the games. I've always been able to focus better against the better players. Poker, I've played since I was 7 years old, so it's just kind of natural to me.
I don't think anyone's ever used the word excitable to describe Huck Seed. What he's talking about, as far as being a shill, that's somebody who starts poker games, works for the house, sits in a game, doesn't play too many hands. A shill would not do well in a heads-up poker game.
Ace-10 for Erick Lindgren. And on that good starting hand, he'll raise to 2,400.
Not playing like a shill.
King-10 for Huck Seed. He'll call. Flop comes 6, deuce 10 as both players pair their 10s.
But Erick Lindgren has the ace kicker, which makes a huge difference.
Makes him an 87% favorite according to the Card Player Magazine percentages. And after Seed checks, Lindgren bets out 1,900.
Huck calls, and the only way he could win this hand is to catch a king.
No king on the turn, it's an 8 of diamonds.
Huck checks again.
Lindgren's going to bet out here 2,500.
And Huck quickly calls, doesn't even contemplate a raise.
River card's a 9 of spades.
Huck quickly checks. That 9 made a couple of straight possibilities. Jack Queen is a straight, any 7 is a straight. Erick Lindgren's not sure what to do here. Those straight possibilities have scared him a little bit.
So he simply checks.
He's going to take down the pot with his ace-10. And Huck Seed played that hand very well. He lost the absolute minimum, flopping a pair of 10s with a king kicker.
More action now from one of our outer tables, where Eli Elezra has a slight lead over Josh Arieh. 9-8 for Arieh, and he raises to 1,200. Queens for Allesra.
Looks like Ellie's going to raise here. Raises 4,000, makes it 5,200 to go. I doubt whether Josh can call here with 8-9 offsuit. And just as I say that, he calls, which shows what I know. So we're going to see a flop.
Flop is 5, 6, 7. Yeah, what do you know, Gabe? Josh Arieh flops a straight, and Eli Elezra goes all in.
And I think Josh is going to call.
Oh, man.
He calls already. He's got the absolute nuts. Ellie is going to need some serious help.
And no help for Eli Elezra. Jack of hearts, and Josh Arieh wins the hand.
Josh got confused there. He thought he had more chips than Ellie. He was about to do his victory walk over to Ellie and shake hands. Looks like Ellie's going to have $1,800 in chips left. It's going to be tough to come back and win this match with $1,800. Up, I won the match. Let me go over here and shake hands. Oh, no, I didn't win the match. Let me sit back down here and count my chips.
Looking for poker that's fun and free? PlayPokerGo brings you authentic poker action. No bots, gimmicks, just players like you from all over the world. Jump straight into a ring game or test your skills in a tournament against real competition. With PlayPokerGo, every hand feels like the real deal. Find PlayPokerGo on web, iOS, and Android. Join the fun. Sign up for free. PlayPokerGo.
Outside of playing cards, what do I do best?
I enjoy playing tennis. I like to go to the lake and water ski. Strategize.
Wow. I don't do much of anything very good. I don't know, nothing.
I love to watch my kids in school do the things that they do. My son's a really great baseball player.
I love to dance.
I would have to say impressions. I don't know, maybe, you know, baby, the one guy you're gonna go interview later, baby. Scotty Wynn, the Prince, baby. That's why people love Scotty Wynn, baby.
Heads up. Pretty much confirms what I've always said, that poker players don't do anything except play poker.
Well, you heard Chris Ferguson say he likes dancing.
Yeah, I could see him in a tutu.
He's actually a competitive ballroom dancer. And he's in a tango of a different sort here with Chip Reese at our featured table and pocket aces.
Raises up to 3,600. Chip's got king 10 offsuit. Chip's got his gambling shoes on. He's going to call with the king 10 offsuit.
Flop is queen, jack, king. Pairing kings for Chip Reese.
Looks like a great flop for Chip, but he's very well aware that Chris raised 3,600 pre-flop, and Chris checks also.
Turns a 10 of hearts, and Chris's aces just got better. He's now sitting on a straight.
And Chip's made 2 pair, but he's aware that any ace makes a straight, and Chris did raise before the flop.
So after Reese checked, Ferguson will bet out 4,000.
And Chip immediately throws his hand away.
Which one do you want to see?
The 2 of them? Wow.
Chris very graciously shows Chip that he had 2 aces. A lot of players would have got away from that hand, but not as quickly as Chip Reese. Just knew he was beaten, threw his hand away.
I wish we would have caught one on the turn.
You know, it's interesting to note here that given these two guys have been around the poker world for such a long time, they've never played against one another before today.
Well, Chip Reese occasionally plays in tournaments, but mostly he plays in the biggest cash games there are. And Chris Ferguson is almost strictly a tournament player. So this is a rare opportunity to play each other heads up.
Reese raises to 3,500, and on king-queen, Ferguson going through his standard deliberation process before deciding to raise all in.
It's a very unusual move from Chris Ferguson. It worked. He must have seen something in what Chip did. Made him feel he could win that pot right there.
We go back to one of our outer tables now where Josh Arieh still has Eli Elezra in trouble. And Allesra goes all in with his remaining $2,000 on suited connectors.
Right, since we left, Ellie's picked up a big $200. Has 2,000 left, goes all in with a 10-9 of diamonds, and he is in bad shape. Josh has got king-queen offsuit. See the percentages. Josh is 60% to win this match right here.
Flop is ace, queen, 4, a pair of queens for Josh Arieh.
And Eli Elezra's in bad shape. He's going to need 2 diamonds or 2 10s or 2 9s or a king and a jack or a partridge in a pear tree, but he's in bad shape.
He does get a diamond on the turn, so another diamond is what Eli Elezra is looking for here on the river.
Right, he could win with any diamond.
No diamond on the river. Josh Arieh finally finishes the job, defeating Eli Elezra and moving on to the round of 16. Where he will play the winner of the Chip Reese-Chris Ferguson match we've been watching today.
This is Josh's happy I just won the match look.
Certainly no problem being penalized for excessive celebration today. As we go back to Seed versus Lindgren, where the blinds are up to 1 and 2,000. 10-9 for Huck Seed, he calls. And 5 tray for Erick Lindgren, who checks. Flop is 4, 6, 8.
Both players flop straight draws. Eric would make a straight with a deuce or a 7, but the 7 would be the worst card because Huck would make the nut straight. Huck's bet 3,000, Eric called.
What was that you were saying about the 7?
There it is. Huck has made the nut straight.
Oh man, that's bad news for Erick Lindgren. He bets 6,000, and how's he going to get away from this?
Well, Huck's going to try not to give him a chance. He just very deceptively called, and now the board is paired. And Eric, very suspicious of Huck calling in the first place, is a little more suspicious now because there's a pair on the board. He's checked, and Huck's bet 10,000. Very good bet on Huck's part again.
Well, the perfect amount to get Erick Lindgren to call, and Huck Seed takes down the pot. Brilliantly played by Huck Seed.
Huck's playing very well. And Eric had no choice but to call.
And speaking of calls.
I got lucky. Well, not lucky. I mean, I called with 8-9 and the flop came 5, 6, 7. He had 2 queens. Yeah, we probably, I don't know. I play the winner of Chip Reese and Chris Ferguson, so another easy match.
Josh is talking to Eli Elezra, trying to explain to him what happened in their match.
And we've got an all-in situation between Scott Fischman and Dee Luong.
Dee Luong went all in with ace-10 of spades for $26,000. Scott Fischman called with a pair of sevens. You see the percentages. Scott's a slight favorite at 52%. Dee's going to need some spades or an ace or a 10.
And on the flop, ace, 5, jack.
Ace, first card out of the box. Scott's going to need a 7 or 2 running hearts.
Turns a 6 of diamonds.
Scott Fischman needs one of the 2 remaining 7s now.
It's been known to happen. Here's the river.
7 of spades.
Unbelievable.
Only 2 cards could win it for Scott Fischman in this hand, and he pulls one of them, eliminating Dee Luong as Fishman moves on to the round of 16.
And Dee Luong is in shock here.
Oh, Scott Fischman with the Kirk Gibson fist pump a la the 1988 World Series with the home run against Eckersley.
I didn't even know that Scott had a bad leg.
Back to our feature table now, where Chip Reese has a 46-34 advantage over Chris Ferguson. King 10 for Reese.
Raises to 5,500.
About 43,000.
And Chris Ferguson has picked up a hand that he might want to gamble with. 9-10 suited. As usual, Chris is doing his little dance here.
Picking up at our feature table,
taking his time in making a decision. Chip pretends like it doesn't matter. Take all the time you want, buddy. I don't care.
Chris Ferguson, by the way, does the same thing when he's ordering pizza.
All right, pepperoni. It's going to cost Chris $3,500 to call here. Well, look at it. Chris is moving all in. And Chip throws his hand away. Chris had observed that Chip's been raising a lot on the button with mediocre hands. He figured it out, went all in, and won $5,500.
Meanwhile, Huck Seed and Erick Lindgren continue. And via the Outback Pocket Cam, Jack 9 for Lindgren.
Looks like Eric's going to raise here. He's going to make it 4,000 to go.
And it looks like Huck now is going to try to put Lindgren all in. He raised to just over 12,000. And Lindgren calls.
And I don't believe Huck Seed knew his whole hand. He knew he had the king of hearts, and he knew his second card was a diamond picture card, but he didn't know which picture card. He just raised all in. And let's see if it works out for him. He's a big favorite, 72%.
Erick Lindgren knows he's in trouble. On the flop, Lindgren catches a 9, 9-4-6.
And Huck Seed's going to have to catch a king to eliminate Erick Lindgren.
I need a 10 now. I need the 10.
Turns a 3 of diamonds.
Huck still needs that king.
Eric will double up. Here is that river card.
Rivers of 5 of clubs, and Erick Lindgren doubles up to get himself healthy here.
Maybe the cards punish Huck for not looking both of them in the eyes. They like to confront you head on.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, the spectacular view of the Strip at night, home of Caesars Palace in the National Heads Up Poker Championship. Let's get you caught up on the winners in the clubs and spades bracket in the round of 32 thus far. Criminal defense attorney David Chesnoff won a verdict over action Dan Harrington. Writer James McManus topped Mike Sexton.
You got lucky there, Vince. You're lucky.
Amir Vahedi outdueled the mad genius of poker, Mike Caro. He still hasn't lit his cigar. And now back to competition, Erick Lindgren and Huck Seed.
Last hand we saw in this match, Eric got real lucky, caught that 9 to stay alive.
Jack deuce of diamonds for Lindgren. He's the short stack here, and he moves all in.
And looks like Huck's going to call him immediately. Huck's very well aware that Eric could go all in with anything.
Oh, you're live.
He thinks his king 10 might be good. He said you're live because Eric's got 2 live cards, a jack and a deuce. He's going to have to pair one of them and have Huck not pair any.
Flop is 6 ace king, a pair of kings for Seed, but diamonds for Lindgren.
I guess that was good for me, right? That was good for me.
Pretty good, about the same as it was before the flop.
Eric very observantly says the odds are the same now as they were before the flop.
Well, the odds have changed here on the turn, a 9 of clubs.
Right, only thing that'll save Erick Lindgren is a diamond.
I got Allesra in my corner.
Let's take a look at the river, Andy.
And 8 of clubs on the river, and Huck Seed advances to the field of 16 by eliminating Erick Lindgren.
That's a good game.
And Doyle Brunson gives him a fist. Must have learned that from his son Todd.
Huck and Eric quickly turn their attention, as we do, to the feature table, as once again we look in on Chip Reese and Chris Ferguson. Suited ace-8 for Reese. And he moves all in.
And Chris Ferguson sees he has a 9. He's sweating out the second card, as the poker players like to say. And it's another 9, and I'm sure he's going to call.
Chris shows pocket 9.
And he's big favorite. 68% to knock Chip Reese out of the tournament.
Pocket 9s for Chris Ferguson, currently the best hand. He also has.
Chip's saying, why can't I get lucky? Why can't I catch an ace or some spades?
Chip's looking for aces, 8s, and spades on the flop. And he gets none of them. 5, 7, queen.
And the percentage is now changed. Chris Ferguson is now 85% to win this match.
Turns a jack of clubs.
Neither player has a club. Chip Reese is dead to an ace.
To win this pot, stay alive. Well, Chris will advance to the next round.
Only an ace prevents Ferguson from moving on in the tournament.
Last year's second place finish.
Little smile.
Let's take a look at the last card. Chip stay alive with an ace. No.
A jack of spades on the river. Chris Ferguson knocks out Chip Reese. He advances to the next round. And by the way, that makes Chris Ferguson 7-1 in all-time National Heads-Up Poker Championship play. That makes him the winningest player in the history of this event. The second round is halfway through. The winners in the clubs bracket: David Chesnoff, James McManus, Josh Arieh, and Chris Ferguson. In the spades bracket, Huck Seed, Scott Fischman, Amir Vahedi, and Barry Greenstein move on to the round of 16. Catherine Tappan is with one of today's winners, Chris Ferguson.
Chris, players are starting to say, based on your success last year and your 2 wins this year, that you are the player to beat.
Well, I hope I'm the player that nobody beats, but we'll see.
If you're a casual fan, what seems to be the success in this tournament?
I think what's so much fun about this tournament is that it's mano a mano, and you really get the personalities that come out. And I love playing heads up because it's like figuring out a puzzle. You're playing an opponent, he's trying to figure you out. So you see him make a move, but he knows you saw that move too. So it's a cat and mouse game, and it's just a lot of fun. And I think it's a lot of fun to watch. This is going to be a great event.
Chris, thank you very much, and best of luck going forward.
So we've seen intrigue, excitement, and drama in the second round of the clubs and spades brackets. A number of big names win and move on to the round of 16 with their sights set on the ultimate prize of $500,000. Coming up, a preview of second round matchups in the hearts and diamonds brackets, right after this.
Want to play online poker for free? With PlayPokerGo, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, PlayPokerGo lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore PlayPokerGo on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
Welcome back to the National Heads Up Poker Championship, coming to you from the home of champions, beautiful Caesars Palace here in Las Vegas. Now let's get a sneak peek at the upcoming featured matches in round 2 of the Hearts and Diamonds brackets. On the Hearts side, Daniel Negreanu will face Greg Raymer. Negreanu advanced by defeating an opponent he knows too well, former girlfriend Evelyn Ng.
All right.
Yeah, right. Like that made a difference.
You have a read.
It was not the eyes.
Was it? It was the chips.
It was a little more than that.
Despite conflicting emotions and their history together, it was an impressive showing from Negreanu, expertly reading his opponent's cards on more than one occasion.
I know what the right play is with your hand. You've got like king 4 diamonds or something, right? No? Smaller?
Evelyn feels that Daniel has a read on her.
I'll tell you what you should have done after you do what you do. Okay, I promise I'll give you the honest answer.
Oh boy, that's not in her head, is it? That's unbelievable.
74 diamonds. No way! You should have called.
Really?
Yeah. You had too many outs. I had a jack, but you should have called. You got to gamble. You would have won. I mean, what came? Can we see? You would have made 2 pair. Well, I'm sick of this. I hate playing with you.
I hate playing with you too.
Okay.
It's the 5 of hearts, carrying the board, no help to Evelyn.
That was torture.
But the victory was still bittersweet.
All right, thanks. All right, I'm gonna try. And we've got a long history together. I've known Evelyn longer than anybody in this room. 15 years. We go way back. We used to date in junior high. You know, so it's like I said, just bittersweet. Phew. Okay, toughest match is out of the way. Now I got the softies. All you guys, yum yum.
Next up for Negreanu, the 2004 World Series of Poker main event champion Greg Raymer, who disposed of Lane Flack, setting up a second-round showdown. In another featured match, the brash Sean Sheiky Shakan
give me that money.
Takes on the godfather of poker, Doyle Brunson. In round 1, the highlight of the Sheik's charismatic win was when his quads topped Gus Hansen's full house.
Throw it away. Throw it away, bro. It's my kid. You don't trust the Sheik? I have the loser. He played bad, and I just outplayed him.
And as usual, the Sheik was his typical chatty self.
Sheik got all the heart in the world, bro.
His next opponent, poker legend Doyle Brunson. Doyle met with good fortune on several occasions.
Doyle needs a card here or is out.
And there is the 9 on the river to make a winner of Doyle Brunson. And finally outlasted John Jawanda on their 5th and final all-in. The river's a deuce of diamonds, and Doyle Brunson will advance.
Yeah, no, I knew John was going to be tough. I've played him before.
Now it's a contrast of personalities and styles. The legendary statesman of poker goes head-to-head with the brash newcomer. Generations collide in this highly anticipated match. Over in the Diamonds bracket, we'll see the grinder Michael Mizrachi take on Howard Lederer. Mizrachi was in early trouble, at one point facing a seemingly insurmountable 7-1 chip deficit. But in the turning point of the match, a 5 of hearts on the river gave Mizrachi a full house, negating Mark Safe's flush.
Took enough bad ones, no more.
On the river, a 5 of hearts! Mark Safe had a chance to knock out Mike Mizrachi, but Mizrachi doubles up to stay alive. The Miracle River card was the catalyst for a stirring comeback, much to the delight of Mizrachi's loyal cheering section. His next foe will be the Professor, Howard Lederer, who outwitted Alan Cunningham to reach the second round.
He had me down early. I was down to about 6,000 in chips. And I caught a little rush there, flopped a few hands, and I came back. I feel really good.
So in the featured match of the Diamonds bracket, it's Michael Mizrachi heads up against Howard Lederer. Round 1 provided a plethora of highlights, jam-packed with chatter.
You gonna trash talk me at all?
I was gonna do a lot of trash talking, but it's hard to trash talk you. You might beat me up.
Who check raises the river? It's understood we don't do that.
Oh, really? Does this mean I won't get invited over to your house anymore?
You play good, you win. You play bad, you lose. Simple as that. That's how poker goes.
Phil's got a shot now.
What about 10
Phil
on
has
queen?
8 outs to chop, and I chopped with only 2 outs.
That's a good point, Chad.
It's only fair.
You having a good time?
If I lose this pot, I might pull a Phil.
Baby, he's beating me, but I made a good lay down. When you're cute, they show you their cards.
Excitement.
Whoa!
And one of the 8 shows up on the river. Chad Brown survives.
Welcome to my world. The cards are breaking even.
In a round 1 upset, Carlos Mortensen took down one of the pre-tourney favorites, Johnny Chan. Caesars qualifier, Ernie Durex stunned Scotty Wynn. Ivy's going home.
I got very unlucky in a key hand. The tournament would have been over with. So it's just the way it goes.
And the Bazaar.
Oh, Paul's got it.
Oh, no! I can't look!
Paul's got a hooded sweater.
Now I know I'm gonna win. Well, you know what? It brought a ray of joy to my sad existence, I have to say.
Now the round of 32 promises more of the same. Half the field has been eliminated. Who has what it takes to move on? We look forward to more exciting matchups in the round of 32 here at the Home of Champions. So for Gabe Kaplan and Catherine Tappan, this is Matt Vasgersian saying so long from Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. You've been watching the National Heads Up Poker Championship.
If you think you can beat